just prayed for like 30 minutes, maybe more, pouring my heart out to God, because every time I, you know, give a lot of my energy to the creator of all things, he makes it happen. I was being vulnerable as I could be. I was talking about like detailed type things and things I've been through, things I've seen, things I've felt, the dark, the light, my aspirations, my dreams, my goals, why I don't do certain things, why I do, why I take my time, why I don't. Things that only he knows, and very few people in my life ever know or know about you. It's like they don't know really. Most people around you don't really understand you, but they talk as if they do. So you go to your place, you become centered again. Because I'm normally the type of person, I'm scattered all over the damn place. But there's things that get done half-assed, and sometimes they do. But that's why you go to those places, or go to a place like this, and you become one with yourself, and you center yourself, self-awareness, and then you pour your heart out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows you better than God. Nobody. Everybody, whether it's in your family, people in your school, work, whatever. Like, nobody knows you more than God. Nobody. Nobody knows why, what's the motive, the dynamics behind that, all these type of details. Because humans are flawed. We like to look at the bad just as much as the good. But God sees your heart. He knows your intentions. He knows exactly why and everything and how and all that stuff. He knows everything. He understands you. And that ignites you to try to understand the world. Like, for example, I have millions of examples of God working through me. Besides, like, spreading joy across the world, across my city, New York, throughout my life. I'm just one person. But small acts lead to big things. Sometimes small acts lead to, like, big careers. But even, I'll talk about something recently. Recently, I prayed to God, through him. I said, yo, I want you to work through me. I want you to, use me as a vessel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ask you to give me a stand-up comedy opportunity. I ask you to open up a lane for me to sharpen my skills, get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I, like, as far as my mindset and everything, all the detailed stuff, that I can do a 20-minute video about that shit. But I'm just gonna concise it. Basically, I'm the type of comic that, I can get complacent because I want to talk about so many things at once. Like, because I'm bipolar, and this comes with the territory. People who are bipolar, and anybody who says that they know what bipolar is and that you get mad and stuff. Bipolar is not just about flipping out. Bipolar is not your ex. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I had people in my life tell me that shit for so long. I just ignore them. I don't even talk to them about it. But basically, one of the things with being bipolar is pressure of speech. And sometimes I can't control it, or at least I think I can. I don't believe in the word can't, but I have to say that because it's a chemical imbalance. Like, even if I'm sober, I'm not on psych pills no more, but even when I'm sober, I want to say what I want to say so bad that my words stumble on each other, and next thing you know, I sound like I said a 10-page essay in less than 5 minutes. Sometimes that happens on stage, and I'm like, God damn it. You know what I mean? Like, that happened yesterday, and I feel like, though, like, even if I got a lot of laughs as much as I already did, which I mostly bombed that day, it still wouldn't matter. I'm like, damn. But I normally, when I go on stage, when I do good, I'm normally a manic. I'm like, yo, what's up? By the way, if you want to know why my hands is like a little dirty, it's because I was working on my bike, the oil and stuff. But I'm like, yo, what up, motherfuckers? Damn, man, y'all motherfuckers is beautiful, motherfuckers. Like, I'm more manic. Like, who I really am is more manic, but also who I am is really this person you see in the video. I also can have serious conversations. I can, be or seem very humble. I move a lot different than the other me. Like, the other me is more, I guess you could say, a lot more rebellious, I will, anybody who disrespects me, I will let it be known that I won't tolerate that shit in a heartbeat. And that's shown throughout my life. Throughout my life, I had a risk impulse. I would get myself into shit, and then when shit was about to get bad, I keep going, because in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, like, I feel like I can fly. You know what I mean? Like, that therapist used to ask you shit like that, like, oh, do you feel like you can fly and stuff like that? And I generally, like, I sometimes feel so manic or so high inside that I genuinely feel like I can jump over a fucking building. And then this is where the lows come in. The lows is like, it's shown in many different ways and in many different times in my life. Like, the thing you love, or even stand-up comedy, you don't love no more. The thing you love, like basketball, you don't love no more. And it's only temporary. It's like, yo, like, right now, depression makes me think that I don't love shit. And that's the downside to bipolar disorder. But it's real. Like, me talking about this in this video is real, you know? Throughout my life, I feel like, my friend says this shit. He said, hey, you wonder why nobody can take you seriously? It's because I try to make a joke out of everything, and I mean everything. I can't be serious for 5 minutes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker circling with no gas, trying to do drive-bys and shit. Motherfucker. Then you stop and shit, and you try to pull off, you can't, motherfucker. The police is on their way. But, dude behind me. But, bottom line, doing videos or even having conversations with certain people, or throughout my life, in my daily life, sometimes I am serious. I do try to look at things from a serious side. I can have a mature conversation like I am now in this video. I can't talk regular, but most times I don't do that, you know? But it's cool to just, like, have a platform or use YouTube as like an outlet. Even if I do have like 40-something subscribers, even if I have like 20 views or 5 views or 500, it don't matter. It's just like another way to be therapeutic about your journey in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to God about, you know, certain things, like, yo, like, I have a crazy life. Like, my life is so random. Like, I got the hood side of my life, like slab boxing and all that stuff, and a lot of things I will not mention in this video, like a lot of hood things that I went through and seen, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just the way your childhood was and all that stuff, and the things that happen between your family, things that happening around you, your environment, going to a fucking violent ass school, barely can fucking soak in information. You're already bipolar, you already have ADHD, and you're in an environment where you barely can fucking focus because people's jumping on the desks, throwing staplers around, chairs is flying. I remember this one time, this chair flew on my table, and that's when I started scrapping with that dude. But bottom line, when I jump out of special ed into regular ed, thanks to my dad and my aunt, or I would say my godmother, which I found out later on in my life, from what I was told, they got me out of that school. On top of that, they said he just has a behavior problem. So when I think about it, motherfuckers don't realize how far you come. You gotta realize that not everybody's in your shoes. Not everybody was in your shoes. Like, you don't know how far you come to only, like, you used to be like on some wild shit. You was a wild boy. You wasn't a bad kid, but you was a wild boy. Like I don't know how the fuck you, etc., etc. So I have to be thinking to myself, like, I'm like, damn, like, sometimes I be feeling like I live like 3 lives, and I'm only 26. I feel like I dead ass feel like an old soul sometimes. The things I've experienced, it's people I've talked to, and in short amount of time, all the things I learned in just a short amount of time, all the things I've done. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't done everything. If you think you've done everything, something wrong with you. You're not living. Just saying, you're not living if you think you've done everything. That's just my opinion. If you think you've done everything, or you think you can do everything, how about you jump in a cave with a bear? How about you do that? Let's see if you do everything. You will not do that shit. Stop it. Especially with no candle in there. You gonna use your iPhone as the candle? Like, what? But I was talking to God, like I was saying, and telling him experiences and what I've learned and this and that, and saying I'm thankful and everything. But it's funny how certain people who try to reflect who you are and try to tell you who you are, they just as full of shit as anybody else. They're like, oh, you need to be more grateful. It's like if that person wasn't as grateful, they wouldn't be so easy to lose it. They wouldn't be so easy to let alone get themselves and put themselves in harm's way as much as your ass. So who really is ungrateful? Don't talk about me. And that's the type of energy I give to anybody who has something to say. It's like, that's why sometimes you gotta take the high road and not say shit and just let your actions speak for yourself. Because motherfuckers will always try to compete. Low key, niggas is trying to compete with you. They think you're competing with them. You're competing with me because I'm over here doing my thing. I never asked for where you the fuck was at. I always ask where this person was at. This person, I never asked where the fuck you was, because I already know you don't have no motherfucking like you're already misguided. But it's another to put all your time and energy into stupid shit just as much as us. So to me, somebody that ain't perfect, that is a contradiction in a lot of ways, like that song by Green Day, walking contradiction. Like, we all are walking contradictions. Like, some people can be just as smart as the next person, but they'll graduate in GED. But that don't mean that that don't define their overall intelligence. It just means that certain things is dynamics in everything. That's the purpose of my videos, or why I do videos, is to let all that intellectualism out, is to let all the stream of consciousness out, and to let go of the funny for now, put the humor to the side for once, because I use that shit to a fucking T, and fucking look at the seriousness of shit and outline it, and not make it as boring, but also like, make it as interesting. So like yo, you mad smart. Like, you know so much shit, you understand so much shit, neuroscience, all that stuff. But how come you graduated late? Yo, you mad funny. How come you not doing shows? It's like we all walk in contradictions. But at the same time, there's things in between your life that define why and why not. Like, one, I want to get better before I do this next show. So I'm going to go to open mics and practice. Thank you. I'm not where you want me to be right now, even though you believe in me and the world does, and people around me, my neighbors and stuff, they want to come see me. But I'm not at that point where I can just put it like pretty much people please. I don't think I ever be at that point. You should always be on your own time. Even if it does mean, I'm saying this in the realest way, and it may sound scary for somebody who may hear this, but even if it means that it's financially, like, oh, you should try this, try that, you should, go to college. Like, first of all, like, it's not about always money. Like, and when you start thinking like that, you never have enough, okay? If you really want money, instead of robbing banks, go to a deli in the morning and try to play a lottery ticket. Now, that was not only save you time, but it will save you from getting time. How about that? No, but in all seriousness, like, not everybody's purpose is the same. You know what I'm saying? And I believe one of the closest things to God is not only understanding and empathy, but is definitely perspective. Think about it. Like, if you believe in duality, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you can look at somebody and go, damn, that motherfucker's going crazy. Like, he's snapping on him. Because that was me. That was how I handle conflict. I just would, like, I have no holds barred. But then you look from another perspective, you go, that person tried him. That person had it coming. Because you can look at the same shit, but with a different lens. You're like, wow, it's totally different. It's like reading a book, and you read it again, it's totally different. It's the same thing. I read Harry Potter a couple times, and I swear to God, it's different every time I read that shit. I read A Series of Unfortunate Events. That was one of my favorite book series, probably ever. Still at this point. And I obviously read books from that point on since middle school, but still, like, the genius of the simplicity of it and the creativity at the same time. Lemony Snicket. And I'm like, damn, like I see it from a different perspective because technically speaking, um, we would have been in the foster system if not my aunt, uncle um, took us all in but they couldn't take us all at once at one point. And I'll just put it this way, it's a lot of family shit. But outside of the family shit, it's a lot of personal shit. And outside of the personal shit is your life. So some shit be related, but you reading like a serious unfortunate event, you're like, damn, this shit is wild. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of different because it's not like both my parents are alive right now. It's not like they dead, so it's not like it's 100% accurate to my life, but because I'm not no orphan. But you get what I'm saying. But like I was saying, like God gets you. Nobody gets you but God. Like that's the only thing you got. Like I come here to this spot, one of my meditation spots where I manifest and come up with goals and stuff, and maybe daily goals. It doesn't have to be huge, big, extravagant, grandiose goals. It could be just goals. But throughout my life, I always struggled with bipolar disorder, and that definitely played a toll on, or had a toll on my daily life. Like my hygiene was up and down. My finances was up and down. I used to spend excessively as fuck. I believe I was meant to be some type of savior for the world, but not in a way where like I'm literally a savior. It's more like I got something to offer the world. I have a purpose, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember my therapist one time in one of my schools, who you might say a therapist in your school. Yes, because my school was that school. I went from a regular high school to I don't know what they call those type of. They call it an institute. It's not a mental institute, but it's an institute. I don't know exactly what the hell kind of what you call those things, but like basically it was for people with drug or alcohol abuse or history of it, or people with mental illness or mental health history. And it was more stricter there. They had like help like that, and we had like groups where we talk about mindfulness stuff. And she was like, you know, when you see yourself 5 years from now, I said, I see myself changing the world. She said, that's not realistic based off, you know, you're not taking care of yourself as much, you're not doing this, not doing that. So the downside to being a funny person, or people notice you as funny for the most part, people that see you as a comedian and you see yourself as a comedian, except you never really saw yourself as the word comedian, you just being yourself. The comedian just comes, the word just comes with it. Is the downsides, the lows, like, you know, things like depression, trauma, people going through abuse, domestic abuse, you know, things that's happening at home, things happening at school, like all those things. You gotta like come up with ways to make that funny, and then also live your life, and then try to balance out your daily routines. Like I gotta go to the doctor and do that, and sometimes you like you're just like my life is literally disorganized. It's scatterbrained my whole life. I was scatterbrained my whole life. That's pretty much sums up my life. No excuses. That's the real reason. Scatterbrained. Just disorganized. Sometimes my thoughts sound disorganized if I don't really take time like this. I am now sitting here in a quiet space in public, in a spot where you're comfortable at, where you feel spiritually intertwined. Then I feel more centered. And then when I go back home or go wherever I'm gonna go, then I can actually continue my day or my week, I say. But I need these type of things to like, cause like when you become an adult, like until you like you and your friends get to the point where you all are really stable, or stable enough to like actually like, you know, find the time to like hang out more, it's you and yourself. You know, but that means that the more you are by yourself, the more you discover how to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think do a lot of things to love myself because I want the best for myself and my future, so much to the point where I do want to use that to help others. You know, some of it is ego, some of it is like genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you need the ego to push you. Without the ego, you can't be the best. That comes with not only in sports but in life. Like, you need some type of ego, but you also need to balance that with team, which is what my friend was talking about. Because sometimes depression, like especially if you have a history of depression, sometimes depression can make you feel like you're alone. Like, not alone in a good way. Like, it's like good to like be self-aware and all that stuff, and solitary. You learn new things about yourself, whatever. And it's like that quote: "You're a person who thrives in solitude is either a wild beast or a god." It's kind of like that. I feel like that all the time. I thrive being alone, just as much as I'm with people. But it's like when my friend said, like, yo, like, there's no I in team. You know what I'm saying? But, and sometimes, like, you realize, like, yo, you can get stuff done. Tony has got stuff done, meaning myself. Tony has got some stuff done. But only things that he's passionate about, he likes, and this and that. It took me a while to actually mature to get things done that I don't like to do, that I don't want to do. Maturity comes with doing things you don't really want to do. And that sucks, but that's adulthood for you. It took me a long time, especially when it comes to cracking jokes. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, but the other side to it is self-sabotaging. My old boss said, because I told her, I said, I didn't feel like going to the screening for our short film because I was in an internship at the time. I was in GD, I was in an internship, and she said these words verbatim, and I'll never forget her. I think about it all the time. She said, "And Tony, it sums up my life." And not to say I've never done anything or I've never tried shit, because I've always tried shit. But sometimes I haven't, and sometimes you stink. Somebody farted. But she said, if you learn how to stop self-sabotaging, you'll be unstoppable. Let that sink in. Antonio, if you learn how to be unstoppable, if you learn how to stop self-sabotaging, you'll be unstoppable. To this day, you know why it was so powerful? Because it was true. You know what I'm saying? I have a care coordinator. I still have a care coordinator to this day. A lot of people don't know that about me. They don't need to know because it's none of their damn business. But my point is that I have a mental health history. Or history of mental health, I would say. I say it backwards. And I will admit, like, I do slip up, like, harder than the average person. I do, whatever. But I always bounce back. Like, that's where the personality comes in. Like, you think you've won, or you think because you beat me in the ball game, or you think you beat me in terms of, like, allegations, or you beat me in this. Not even allegations. Like, how would somebody beat me in allegations if it's not true? Beat me in anything that has anything to do with trying to put me down, basically. False allegations, I would say. Let me say that. Anything that pertains to tearing me down. I will always try to find a way how to become an alchemist. I will always try to find a way how to get out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to be humor, like I said. It's a video like this. It could be me talking to somebody out there, sharing my stories, sharing my experiences, and going, yo, like, my household had poor communication. Everybody stubborn as shit. Nobody wanted to listen to each other. It was arguments, fights, this and that, this and that. My shit is not nowhere different than most people's families in America. And this is how I got through it, blah, blah, blah. Or this is how I do get through it, blah, blah, blah. And I try to take matters in my own hands by focusing more on myself and how I can better myself, and try to use that as the solution or the medicine, I would say, for a sick household or a sick society, for a sick person. And they're like, oh, crap. You know what I mean? Because that's everything. Sometimes, like, you can be the problem, but you also can be the solution. So that's why I come to God. I'm like, yo, like, work through me. Let me become more of a vessel for you. I want to not only make people laugh just in my daily life. I want to make people laugh globally. I want to help me become just as obsessed as the next comic when it comes to stand-up comedy. I feel like sometimes when you do something, even if you love it, you get lazy. Your jokes suck. you don't work on it. Like, I do have some habits that's a little lazy, but some of my habits is not lazy. It's really hard work. I constantly think about it, meditate. I ask a lot of questions. I work hard as hell. You gotta stop eating all them Snickers. I'm telling you. It's like you're both. It's like I said, so you're walking in contradiction. You're both. It's like you don't only self-sabotage. You are hardworking, but what can you do? You can be messy, but you also can be very hygienic. So, like, bottom line, the one thing I had to learn how to do, which I had never learned how to do with myself, but with others I knew how to do that, is stop being so hard on yourself. Like, when you fuck up or you do this, do that, like, even in some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the times I was in the psych ward, you know what I'm saying? Like, the struggles, you know, battling psychosis and shit. Psychosis is a bitch. Being overly paranoid, not realizing you are paranoid until you're out of that shit. Bullies. You just gotta learn as I get older. I'm just learning how to be less hard on myself and just be my own hero in every way I can be, but not to the point where, like my friend said, that I forget I have a team. Because sometimes I do ask myself shit I already know. I'm like, damn, I need a team to like do skits and stuff. But then I'm like, I already have a team. People already come to me to want to do skits and shit. So what am I doing? It's a matter of just making it happen. It's like, I like, come on. So, it's a saying. It's called "Get out of your own head." So if you're watching this, get out of your own head. I do that same shit. So for me, my solution or my proposition is, one of the first things you should do if you feel like you're all over the goddamn place is find a place to sit down and relax and breathe in, breathe out. Not to the point where you fart like the damn boat, but meditate. Meditation is king. Meditation is God. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, those things start manifesting little by little in time, etc. So, you know, that's my video. I said pretty much every little thing I wanted to say, because the way my mind works, if I'm not my other side, meaning when I just like, yo, chill and relax, I'm like, yo, man, you crazy, blah blah. You know how like you just like chill and stuff. When I'm chill, and I talk way different than I do now. Like where I talk right now, I'm listening to every nuance and every word and the rhythm and everything, and making sure it's exactly what I want to say. I like every thought that passes through my mind. I make sure I say exactly what's on my mind right there, so I catch it in the video, and then I'll feel good about posting it. But sometimes I'll do a video that's this long, and then I'm like, damn, I had 10 minutes more of what I wanted to say. So yeah. So that's my video. My name is Antonio, and if you want to be great, grow a mustache like me. Da. Anyway, anybody who's watching this, whether it's somebody I know that subscribes to me, somebody I don't know, share this around. If you like uncut videos that's just based off just topics and stuff, and somebody just talking in front of a camera, you can watch this anytime. It's on YouTube. So, but definitely in the future, near future, my YouTube channel is going to be totally different, if not the same. It's going to still have videos like this, but it's going to have videos where I also vlog and stuff. And you see me with my friends, you see me perform, you see me do this, do that. Like, I have a couple of vlogs up already, but I want to get an actual camera versus just a phone, because I want to make money doing photography, but I got an extra device for